So, hello and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. So, we're talking about Chelsea 2, Burnley 0. Good performance, much better. When I saw the team sheet, Mendy, Aspie, Rudiger, Silva, Alonso, I thought, so Callum Hudson-Odoi is probably playing as a wing-back. You know my thoughts on Callum Hudson-Odoi defending. You know my thoughts on Alonso. After that West Bromwich Albion game, I didn't want to see Alonso in a blue shirt again. I thought that Alonso was to defending and team spirit what Harold Shipman was to the NHS. I did not want to see him again. In midfield, we had Jorginho and Kovacic, who, as you know, I think could bore the pants off anyone. And then we had Mason Mount, Werner and Tammy Abraham up front. So, you know my thoughts on Tammy Abraham. I thought, oh my God, what is the guy doing? And as I always say, this is why those guys get the big bucks and bozos like me standing on the shed and latterly sitting in the Matthew Harding. This is why we get nothing, because they know what they're doing. When the game started, and I was watching Alonso, because you know when you don't like a player, you're on a mission, aren't you? And I wrote down, I'll be honest with you, it's 6 minutes, didn't commit, then left a man who run behind him, defending. But going forward, can't fault him. So the game started. We really had dominance, but they had a few sort of forays forward. Silva, excellent block. Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Kovacic combination led to a weak shot by Kovacic. Callum Hudson-Odoi as a wing back started off first 10 minutes, put Silva in trouble. But you know what? Grew into it. It made me think of Victor Moses. Remember when Victor Moses was put from a winger to wing back in that season we won the league under Conte? And I thought to myself, do you know what? I've always slated Callum Hudson-Odoi for not getting back and defending. But you know what? In this game, all bar once, he was regimented. He did that, and he was positive going forward. And I'll tell you now, that's the reason that Callum Hudson-Odoi is my man of the match. He was my man of the match the other night for different reasons, because he was just the best of a bad bunch. But today, I think the lad deserved it. He put in a bit of a shift going backwards, and you know what? He was dangerous going forwards. He was unlucky where that deflection hit the post, but he was involved in everything. If he keeps that standard performance up, Callum Hudson-Odoi, welcome to the Chelsea first team, and we'll be talking about achievement rather than potential. Silva today was outstanding in those early periods. Callum Hudson-Odoi was great going forward. Abraham, I've got my notes, slow to react. That was to a Mason Mount chance. Alonso header, don't know what he was doing. Mount and Abraham looking at each other as Alonso hits it supposedly towards goal, but in the middle of nowhere, and Callum Hudson-Odoi and Mount just collide. Rudiger, who you know I don't like, and who has been well in the frame for the player that went behind Lampard's back. You know what a big Lampard fan I am. But let's take all that away. Let's give everyone a clean slate, even though it'll probably simmer for a while in my emotions. Because I think a player should always go to their manager. And if the manager doesn't think they're up to it, which after some of Rudiger's performances I didn't either, it should be between the player and the manager, and a player should never go above the manager's head. But I don't know 100% that was the case, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But in this game, Rudiger gave a couple of really good forward balls. One to Callum Adoy that got whizzed across the 6-yard area, and the 18-yard box, and Werner miskicked. That's a surprise with Werner in the frame of mind that he is, although the boy did put a proper shift in today. Then Werner done a great bit of work, used his speed, cut it back, and Mount, very unlike Mount today. I thought Mount had a great game, but his finishing was shocking. And that was one of those where I think he thought he was playing rugby league, because up in the air it went. Mount wasteful again, just after. I'm reading my notes here. Jorginho, Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, great work. Oh yeah, and Aspie, a great finish. So we had Jorginho, a good pass, a forward pass. I should give Jorginho man of the match just for that. A forward pass. Callum Hudson-Odoi, to Mount and Callum Hudson-Odoi, and a great finish from Aspie, who put a proper shift in as well. I tell you what, as part of that back three, Aspie looks as solid as a rock, doesn't he? You know, he's lost that yard of pace, but when you stick him in a back three, can't fault him. But what a great finish that was. I put on here about the BT commentator, and I love him with Steve McManaman. Oh, it got on my nerves. Oh, yeah, Steve, I'm sure you would have put a tackle in like that. Oh, yeah, Steve, I'm sure you would have done that. I thought, get a room. Commentator's shocking, by the way. Comes out with loads of facts we don't need to hear, but he's sucking up to McManaman so much. I was expecting to hear at one point, shocking, but I won't let it spoil the game for me. You can tell I've had a bottle of red wine, can't you? The truth is proper coming out. So half time we had Pulisic on for Abraham. I don't know if it was for because Abraham had a knock or tactical, but Abraham hadn't been able to hold the ball up at all. So if it was tactical, it won't surprise me. And he had an immediate impact. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi, hard to mount. Back to Callum Hudson-Odoi, who made a bit of a mess of it. And do you know what I liked? Mount going across to Callum Hudson-Odoi and tell him to get his head up, keep his head up. It was a proper captain things to do, you know. And I thought, yeah, you are a future Chelsea captain. It was, come on, let's get up and let's get going. I loved seeing that. I was lip reading. I'm now a lip reader, which is bad when you think of Sean Dyche, but all good in the hood. And yeah, well done, Mount. You really got behind him. A good Werner header from a Callum Hudson-Odoi cross. Then Callum Hudson-Odoi hit a post from a deflection. And then Mount, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and a great save from Pope. It was a deflection off of Ben Mee, and Pope done really well to keep that out. Then Pulisic went just wide from Callum Hudson-Odoi. We created chances today. That's what was different from the Wolves game. We were actually creating chances, and it was enjoyable. And I have to say this, you know me, I'm Frank Lampard's biggest fan. I don't think he should have been sacked. I think he should have got till the end of the season to turn it round. But in 2, 3, 4 maybe training sessions, this Tuchel has taken a team that I wouldn't have picked at the start and made them start playing forward more. Even Jorginho, I don't know how he done that. He must have held a gun to his head or something. What other notes have I got? Me screamed like he'd been buggered by King Kong. All right. Okay, yeah. When these players go down and they scream, it does my nut, even if it's a Chelsea player. Reece James came on and immediately forced a great save from Pope. And then Kovacic had a chance, but he thought he was playing rugby league. That's probably took an airplane out of the sky. That is. I hope there wasn't a light aircraft flying by. And then a great goal from Alonso, who after that first 10 minutes was great going forward, and chest, knee, bang, what a goal. So Marcos Alonso, I didn't think you should ever play for Chelsea again after the West Brom performance. And when I see things in Chelsea groups like, oh, Alonso haters, ha 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 ha. Nah, you let the club down badly against West Brom, and it sounds as though you let yourself down badly by just marching off to the coach afterwards and not being part of a team debrief. But do you know what? At the end of the day, Tuchel's picture, and that was a great finish. So there you go. And then Mombongo came on. Great name. I must admit, I'm going to go on to Google later and look at Depol, because I reckon Glenn Mombongo would be a brilliant name. I don't know if his dad was a magician called Ali, but what a great name. That's what I picked up after a bottle of red wine watching the game. Mendy, bit of Ronaldo type skill. A Johan Cruyff turn when there's a player on him in the 6-yard box. I don't know if I'm happy about that, but I loved seeing it. Player scores. I'm going to give Mendy a 7. Probably would have been a 6, but for that little bit of skill, the Johan Cruyff turn in his own 6-yard box, which left the bloke for dead. To be fair, he's getting a 7. Right, Aspie scored a goal. Got what you get from Aspie. A great captain's performance. He's getting an 8. Rudiger's getting a 7. Didn't put a foot wrong. You know my reservations with Rudiger. I don't really rate him as a defender, but today he was spot on. His concentration was spot on. And yeah, a 7. Thiago Silva gets an 8 from me. No, he gets an 8.5. Some of the stuff, some of the blocks he put in today were excellent. He was always available to take a pass, and he was just class. And he is just class, isn't he? Marco Alonso, he always great going forward. I've always said he's a good wing back. Defensively, he's not great, as I've already pointed out in the first 10 minutes. It could have caused a problem because of his lack of defensive nous. But great goal. Always willing to go forward. Alonso gets a 7 from me. Midfield, Jorginho. I should give him 10 just for passing forward twice. But Jorginho gets a 7 from me. So does Kovacic. Mount gets an 8. Mount is finishing. He would have got a 9. But his finishing was woeful today. And I'm sure he doesn't need me to tell him that. He seems a pretty honest lad. He had 3 really good chances. And I think a couple have took planes out of the sky. So, yeah. He didn't get the score that he probably deserved, but it is what it is. Callum Hudson-Odoi is my man of the match. Callum Hudson-Odoi gets a 9 from me. Always dangerous, prepared to take on his man, and you know what? Put a decent shift in defensively, which you want from your wing back. I think it's something that Victor Moses had to learn. If they play this system again with Callum Hudson-Odoi, he'll need to be a little bit better defensively against a better side. But you know what? The lad done good. And he was more positive today. Could have got a goal. Always dangerous. Burnley couldn't handle him. My man of the match with a 9. Werner gets a 7.5 from me. Should have finished. One that he took a wild kick at. But you know what? The lad's confidence, I think, is getting better. He's gradually growing in stature. He'll take on a player. And, yeah, put a shift in. Well done, that man. Abraham, you know my thoughts on Abraham. Today was one of them where he had Tarkowski coming in quick on him twice and just got the ball away. Don't think he can hold up the ball up particularly well, but he gets a 6.5 for. He gets a 6.5. Okay, Pulisic come on. I'm giving Pulisic a 7.5. He was very positive when he came on, and his runs off the ball, where he's taking players with him to create space, created a lot more room for the other guys on the pitch. And that's about it. When Reece James come on, bit late to give him a score, but Reece done well. He was more a wing back than the Callum Hudson-Odoi. He was more of a winger. So we solidified defensively, which is why I think Tuchel brought him on, at the expense of being quite so expansive up front. But he did a great job. So Reece James would get a 7 from me as well. And that's it. I'm not going to expand on that anymore. It's been quite long enough, but I'll be back for Tottenham on Thursday night, and let me know your thoughts. The only reason I do these is to hear you guys. So that's me off to open the second bottle of wine, and if push comes to shove, I might even open them Guinnesses as well. Okay. Thanks for watching the channel. We're over 100 subscribers now, and I really do appreciate it. I do this to get us talking, and some of you lads do give me some feedback, which is brilliant. Okay, 2-0 Chelsea, a good day, a good performance, up to Chelsea.